Up next, we have with us Miss Rashan Ali. She's a talk show host, radio personality, and actress. Welcome to the Spotlight.
Thank you. This is nice and cozy. I like this.
Thank you. Well, this is my home.
I love your home. Yes.
I'm so excited to have you here. This means a lot because, guys, I have been watching Rashan for a very long time in media since the 90s. And to have you here, it's like a full circle. So I'm like, wow, I really want to have her here because I love what you stand for. So let's start from the beginning.
Oh, wow.
I'm going to try to squeeze all of this in. So FAMU, started there. Tell us about that journey.
Oh, my goodness. Florida A&M University. I am so glad that I went to, I'm so glad that I'm a Rattler. I really am. I mean, HBCUs was something that my parents really preached. They both are graduates from Delaware State University where they met. So all we knew was HBCUs. And so I literally applied to Jackson State, North Carolina A&T, FAMU, and Tennessee State. Wow. And so I ended up getting a swimming scholarship to FAMU and coupled that with a presidential scholarship, which was big in the 90s for scholars under President Humphreys. He went around the country and found a lot of the top academic stars, and I guess I was one of those. Yeah. So I had an amazing time. I mean, I could talk about FAMU all day, but I know we only have a little bit of time. But I'm so glad that if somebody said, I always say, if somebody would have given me like this whole bag of money to go back in time and choose another college, I would not do it. I would not take the money.
That's amazing.
It's priceless in my experience.
So did you always know you wanted to be in media or in radio?
Oh, I knew I wanted to be in front of the camera in some way, shape, or form as early as 3 years old. Wow. Like I had a microphone. I knew that I was supposed to be in front of the camera. I was very clear on that very early because I was a ham. I was one of those kids that just wanted to be into everything. I was an athlete, jazz, tap, ballet. You know, back then your parents didn't really know how to really cultivate that talent that shone so early. They were just like, she's special. Yeah. There was nothing about acting classes, at least my parents didn't, acting classes and all that type of stuff. So media was kind of how I just saw my life going because it was something that I could say, well, I could be in front of the camera doing media, you know, and then everything else was kind of, it came along the pathway. But yeah, I always knew that I needed to be in front of the camera. Absolutely.
So after graduation, what was that journey like from graduation to the time you were on radio? So wait, first of all, was Hot 97 your first like major
This was
job?
I was there when it became Hot 107. So I was like in the first years of the Hot 107 now when they moved up and went downtown from the south side. Right. Funny you should ask that. Although I wanted to be in front of the camera my entire life, I applied to film school at American University in Florida State and NYU once I was about to graduate from FAMU, and I got accepted into American University, went to DC, visited, everything. But my mom said no because I really wanted to be a director. I'm like, okay, I'll be in front of the camera, I can direct my own films, and then I can, you know, do all that. But she said no, and later on she told me that was one of the greatest mistakes she made as a parent because I was trying to figure my life out. I didn't have a plan B. I wanted to be a director at that point in my career, you know, and just to see where it would go from there. And so I came back home and I was like, okay, so what do we do now? I got a degree in broadcast journalism, but I wasn't prepared to go to a whatever in, you know, Arkansas to start my broadcast career. And so I ended up working 8 jobs. Literally, I had 8 jobs out of college. Anywhere from, I worked at South DeKalb Mall, I worked at Greenbrier Mall in the music department back when they were still playing, you know, selling CDs and all of that. I worked as Left Eye's personal assistant. I worked at LaFace Records. I did so many different things in entertainment because I was trying to figure out what my next was because my next had seemingly been taken away. And so I heard Ryan Cameron talking about casting, you know, looking for a new co-host, and I was like, well, I guess I might as well try something because I had a degree in broadcast journalism. I had done radio in Tallahassee on the college radio station, WAMF 90.5. Hey. And so I went out for the contest and it became the catalyst of change in my life, and it really catapulted me, and it really helped change my whole trajectory in this space. And I always credit, you know, Ryan Cameron for being used as the vessel to help my career. Yeah, and you was there at the same time with Chris Lover, Poon Daddy, Lala. Well, no, that was the latter part of the old regime. Okay. So they were starting to become the stars that they were, Lala and Luda at that time, and so I was kind of the new blood. When Ryan Cameron had a new morning show, so I was, you know, I was a part of the new blood there at Hot 107.9.
And all of those are iconic people, as such as yourself.
Thank you.
Okay. So we're going to talk more about that in 1 second. You're in the spotlight.
Well, hello there. I am Jacqueline Carr, and of course, you're watching In the Spotlight with Kim Ford.
And now we're back with the amazing Miss Rashan Ali. So you were the new blood, you did radio, and then you transitioned. So what was your next big job after that?
Oh, wow. There's so much in between. So Ricky Smiley came and replaced the 18 Morning Show. Ryan left, went to V103. I became the host of the 18 Morning Show. We did well for a few years. We got replaced by Ricky Smiley. I was moved to Midday. I sucked horribly in Midday.
Okay.
Got released from that job. So I went from having billboards and buses with my face on it to being in the unemployment line.
Wow.
So not once, not twice, but 3 times throughout this journey. So it was like, the next is so much. So I went back to V103. I went back with Ryan on V103 in the afternoons. That lasted a year. The relationship was just totally different because I had so much experience. He brought me in as a co-host, but I had become my own host. You know, I had grown in the business.
Gotcha.
And so that dynamic was totally different. And so I knew I didn't want to be there. He didn't want me there. V didn't want to renew my contract. I didn't want them to, so it worked out perfectly. It worked out perfectly.
Wow.
And so I took some time off again, but I started doing sideline reporting locally. I did the inter-arena sideline reporting for the Hawks as well. My background is varied.
It's
all over the place.
It's there.
And also did sideline reporting for CBS Sports Network. So I traveled a lot doing sideline reporting for college football and college basketball, which was super, super fun. Then went back to radio at Streets 94.5.
I remember that.
Did that for 18 months, helped launch their station, honey. And they, you know, this business will just make you feel like you're the best, and then they'll let you go. They will.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I saw that. I said, wait a minute, that's Rashan.
Exactly. So they replaced me with the Breakfast Club, and so I was like, okay, me and this whole radio thing. Let's just go ahead and focus on what the goal was in the beginning, was to be on television.
Okay.
But radio gave me a foundation that is, it's unbreakable.
Yeah.
I feel like I can do anything. My skin is amazingly thick from radio. It will give you thick skin, but the way that I can think on my feet and be able to change and be able to do certain things, I credit that to my time in radio. So after Streets, I got an opportunity to do sports for Headline News and CNN.
Yeah.
So I did that on the weekends, which was great. And then I started a podcast where I interview men and women in Black Greek-led organizations. And I felt like God needed to see me do my own thing because the week I put up the teaser that I was going to start this podcast was the same week that I got a call from the creator of Sister Circle in 2016. So we shot the pilot. And you know how it is in media. You're like, oh yeah, I'm shooting the pilot, whatever. It's not, you think it's gonna pan out, but then it doesn't. So I never got my hopes up high. So literally a year went by, and we kept getting updates from our show creator, Helen Swinson. It's gonna happen, maybe it's not, you know, we've got this. And I was just moving on with my life.
Right.
And then we literally got the green light May of 2017, and so we just started our second season. So that's a mouthful, and that's the short story of a lot of stuff that was obviously convoluted in between there. But I'm standing, and I feel great to have to walk this walk and to walk this journey because I know it's not about me.
So many life lessons, ladies. Okay, lastly, let's talk about Sister Circle.
Yes. As Trina Braxton would say.
Let's talk about that.
Yeah, it's great. It's going well. We just started our second season. It's a lot of hard work, as you know, doing a talk show. But it's been great, and I feel so blessed to be able to walk out there every single day and do what I love. I wanted to be on a talk show. I literally used to study Wendy. You know, people can say what they want to about Wendy, but Wendy, why wouldn't you?
I do the same thing. Like, okay,
I go home and look at her on DVR.
Like how they breaks look. Like all of that.
I was like, I love that transition. That was good. But Wendy is very unapologetically who she is. And I had to learn how to be that. I was trying to put myself in the, Rashan is going to be the next Black Erin Andrews. No, Rashan is going to be Rashan.
Yes.
I'm a lot of those things, but I'm Rashan Ali. I had to learn how to be authentically who I am, and that's what Wendy is. And she came from radio. Why wouldn't I study her? So I used to study her and dream of a day that I was going to be a talk show host in some way, shape, or form. And then really what you put in the universe, you will receive if it's meant to be.
Yes.
Yeah.
Confessions are very, very important.
Yeah.
I love it. So I really would like watching Sister Circle, the evolution of it, the changes, how you deal with the changes.
Yeah.
Like all of those things.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's great for African American women, for all women.
For all women. Because I think that, you know, even though our primary focus is women 25-54, and, you know, African American women, but when people from all ethnicities and genders look at us, two genders, not now, it's lots of genders,
exactly.
right?
Exactly.
Look at us, they can say, oh my God, her point, that resonates with me and I'm not even a black woman. Or, oh my God, that resonates with me and I'm a white male. You know, we're just trying to show different perspectives. And, you know, people can look at our show and have all of the opinions in the world. We're not going to be this, you know, type, you know, anchor. We're not going to do that. We may be sister, girl, child, all of that.
Right.
But you know somebody like that out of the four of us, and that's what it is. You know, that's just, we're not trying to be anything other than who we are, and I think that comes across.
Right, love it. And lastly, I keep saying lastly,
it's okay.
y'all, I'm trying
to wrap it up.
So you've got your acting on before, you know, do you want to do some more of that?
I do. It's just that I respect so many amazing actors in the field, and I don't want to play with it. If I'm in it, I want to be all the way in it, like I was prior to doing a whole lot of TV and being in my classes and all that kind of stuff. And I don't want to be given an opportunity just because I'm on a platform where people see me every day. I want to earn it. And so I've been on a couple of auditions. I don't audition well.
Okay.
I'm one of those people, turn the light on.
Right.
And let me get my, you know, I'm just one of those types of people. So what it's going to be for me is going to be for me. But I definitely want to get back into my classes and really start pounding the pavement and respect the craft. So many people that disrespect the craft, and I don't want to be one of those people.
Right.
So it'll come when it's supposed to come and when I have time to be able to put in the work like I need to.
I love it.
Yeah.
You have so much more to do, Rashan. You haven't seen half of the things she's gonna
that's
do.
what I'm trying to say. But thank you.
She's going to go on and do so many more things.
And
thank
you as well, sis.
Keep
doing it.
Thank you.
Glad
that
to be
means a
here.
lot
Yes.
coming from you. It really does.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yes. And we'll be right back with more In the Spotlight. And that's another episode of In the Spotlight with Kim Ford. Now I want you to do one thing for me. Make sure you follow me everywhere on social media at I am Kim Ford. And make sure you join my email list. I have some amazing things that's coming up, and I want you to be a part of it. Now you've seen me interview my guests about their spotlight, but what about yours? When I say spotlight, I mean your purpose. Find your purpose and push past the setbacks. It's never too late. Till next time, DJ Mercy, take us out.